Mr. Sir Sports. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank all you guys for that. If you want to join the family and be entered to win a MacBook Pro and experience all the NFL news that's important that you need to know, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified when our videos go live. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're giving away a MacBook Pro, like I mentioned. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video.
The San Francisco 49ers have been, let's just say, very injured this NFL season. They have had so many injuries, more than we could fathom, with Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and Hufanga, and there's probably way more that you would know because you're a 49er fan, but we're going to talk about Deebo Samuel, and he has been released from the hospital after something going on with his lungs. So what are your thoughts on Samuel and this whole 49ers team? Do you think they can turn it around and get back to the Super Bowl caliber team that they were projected to be this season?
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, I obviously didn't like how they played on Sunday. I thought they played really bad. Probably Purdy's worst game of his career was terrible. And it's crazy. So Samuel, he had fluid in his lungs, which doesn't sound fun. I mean, I know a lot of people were clowning on him, saying that, oh, he played 3 games, he's got a little stomach bug. But when hearing it was pneumonia and that's what was the situation, I mean, doesn't sound fun. Kind of sounds a little scary that there was fluid in your lungs. Luckily, he is out of the hospital, which is a good sign. Obviously, we're still days out from when they play Dallas on Sunday Night Football, and then they have the bye week to where he could obviously get some rest. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation. Hopefully, he's doing a lot better. I mean, not ideal. I mean, Brandon Ayuk also tore his ACL, which is unfortunate. Maybe if he got into camp, wouldn't happen. Although it was a pretty nasty hit that he took that ended up seeing his knee bend the other way, so it wasn't a good sign. But yeah, will they be able to get to that level? I'm not sure. I mean, I just think that they've had so many injuries, especially on the offensive side. Juwan Jennings didn't even play. And I think if they get McCaffrey back, having Deebo in there, possibility. I mean, they still could make the playoffs, I think, but going to the Super Bowl might not happen. Might be a little more challenging, but that's why they play the games. I mean, not saying this will happen, but a couple of years ago they were 3-4 after they went to 3-4 after losing to the Chiefs, and then they rattled off 9 games in a row. Not saying that's going to happen, but who knows if they rattle off a bunch, and end up, let's say, losing one game. Even if that was, let's say, to Detroit, for example, they lose one game the rest of the year, they'd be 12-5. So could happen, but we'll see. So what do you think of Deebo exiting the hospital, and do you think that could have been a worse situation for him with the fact that there was fluid in his lungs?
Yeah, obviously it could be a worse situation. I think Deebo Samuel is honestly the heartbeat of their receiving core. We've talked about it for years now. When Deebo's in the lineup, they're a whole different team. Obviously, they didn't play that great last week, and Purdy didn't play well, like you said. But I just think Brandon Ayuk, I honestly think he's just a little bit overrated. I think he's a really good player, but they've shown when they don't have Brandon Ayuk and they have Deebo Samuel and they have Christian McCaffrey and they have George Kittle, when they have those guys, they're still just as good. So as long as Kittle can get back, that guy fights through more injuries than anybody, maybe anybody but Tucker Kraft, maybe tied with him. But I think Deebo Samuel, if he gets back on the field, they get Christian McCaffrey back by week 12, like they're talking about, and they stay in it and they can just get in the playoffs. Anything can happen because they have one of the most talented teams and rosters in the league. And I just think once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Like, no one would have thought in 2021 or whatever when the San Francisco 49ers went into Green Bay and beat the Packers. Like, no one would have thought that. They have one of the best teams in the league. Even if they have to go on the road in the playoffs, I wouldn't bet against them. So I think the 49ers are fine. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll somehow make it. They always do, and they'll figure it out.